Welcome everyone, Mr. Bob right here, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to stream on Twitch using OBS Studio and the add-on called OBS.Live. But this is a step-by-step guide, so make sure to go down in the description and in the video player to check out the timestamps in case you want to skip over a certain part of the video. But without further ado, let's get started on the video. So now the first thing you need to do is to download and install the latest version of OBS Studio for Windows, Mac, or Linux. But of course, these are the latest version as you can see right here. But just remember, over time, there's going to be new updates depending when you're watching the video. So it might be a little bit different, but just remember, this is the recent update as of this video. As well, there's another OBS program called Streamlabs. I don't really use it. It's a little bit different from OBS Studio, but they kind of are the same, but just a little bit more different. For OBS Studio, there's a lot of plugins that I use. Unlike Streamlabs, I don't think you could add plugins into this one. So we're mostly going to focus on OBS Studio for this whole entire video, of course. So now the next thing is OBS.Live. Do I really need it? Yes and no. It depends on you, of course, but mostly this connects with Stream Elements, so if you do customize your own alerts, you may want to have this. But as well, you're able to see your activity feed and stream chat. You're able to replay, skip, and mute alerts, free custom bot name, and as well built for high performance, low CPU usage. So there's a lot of things that come with OBS.Live, but what I mostly use it for is to see who recently followed, who recently subscribed, who recently donated, used bits, whatever the case may be for your own personal use. But as well, you do have a chat box as well. But don't worry, you will also get a chat box without having to have OBS.Live. But it depends on you if you want to have it. But just remember, this is only for Windows. So sorry for Mac and Linux. This is only for Windows. But if you want to download it, go right ahead. But you don't want to, that is fine. But now we're going to move on over to OBS Studio. So now the next thing you're going to do is to open OBS Studio. As you can see right here, I already have mine open and it's going to look something like this. Now I'm doing everything brand new just to help you guys to follow along, but I still have my scenes and my settings that I already have put into my OBS Studio. But if you already have downloaded OBS.Live, as you can see here, the add-on, all you need to do is to connect with Twitch. All right, that's all you need to do. And it will give you the chat box and the activity feed. Now, if you do not have OBS.Live, that is all right. I am going to continue without it. So I'm going to click this button and it's going to look something like this, like brand new. It's new to me. Now, how do I put all this stuff? But first thing we need to do is to go to our settings first. Now we're going to move on over to our settings in order for us to connect to our Twitch account. So go to File, go to Settings. Make sure you go to the Stream tab right here and make sure your service is at Twitch. Pretty simple. That's all you need to do. And make sure you click on Connect Account. So you already have a Twitch account. Make sure that you sign in, or if you have not done a Twitch account, make sure you sign up for it. But I am going to log in for right now. But as you can see right here, once I connect my account to Twitch onto OBS Studio, now the next thing we need to do is to make sure which server I am going to stream at. Now it tells you that you could use auto, that is fine, but choose the one that is very close to you, where you live, of course. So for me personally, the closest one will be Houston. Since I live in Texas, the closest one is Houston, but there's many other servers here that you could choose, but just make sure you know which one you are using. But that's where I'm going to keep mine here in Houston, Texas. So now the next thing right here is Twitch chat add-ons. You have Better TV and Franker Phase Z if you want them to have on your Twitch chat if you want to. And the last thing is right here, maximum video bitrate and maximum audio bitrate. This is very important and we need to use this in order to understand what is our upload speed. But other than that, all you need to do is just hit apply. And once you hit apply, as you can see here, we have the chat box and we have our stream information. So right now I'm just going to cancel. And now I could drag my chat box right here on the edge. Same thing right here on my stream information. And now I have my chat box and my stream information right here in OBS Studio. But of course, I'm going to go back again to my settings, and I'm going to go to my stream, and we're going to focus right here in our video bitrate and audio bitrate in order for us to understand how much we're going to upload to Twitch. So now we are back here on the stream tab, and we need to focus on right here maximum video and audio bitrate. As you can see right here, we have 6,000 kilobits. So that is the limit, and that is the highest you could ever go for Twitch for your bitrate. You cannot go 7,000, 6,000, 8,000, 9,000 and higher. It's not going to let you do it. They limit to 6,000. Now, you need this in order to understand how much upload speed you have from your ISP. So we're going to go to speed test. This is where I did it. And my upload speed, which is very important whenever you're going to stream or do some live streams or whatever, or uploading the video, is how much upload speed you have. As you can see here, I have it around 12. But I know the max I mostly get is around 10 upload. Now, yes, I could use the full 6. So 6,000 kilobits is 6 megabits. That's pretty much it. So 6,006, 7,007, 5,005. That's pretty much it. Now, yes, I could use half of it or use the full 6 if I want to, but I gotta leave some room for anybody else who's using the internet, or I need to use my phone, or I need to use a tablet or whatever to upload something, or I need to have my computer to do some stuff. I need that extra upload just in case. So you don't want to use the full 6 because it also going to require a lot of work to get that nice clear picture for your bitrate when you're streaming on Twitch. So there is a website right here, stream.twitch.tv, encoding, and right here it gives you a very nice guide to understand what is the best specs when it comes to streaming for OBS Studio on Twitch. So the Nvidia Inc. is your graphics card. If you do have a graphics card, you will follow this spec sheet right here. And of course, X264 is your CPU. I know everybody's going to be different out there because you might have laptops, you might have a pre-built computer, you may have a custom computer. Whatever the case may be, do follow these steps for 1080p 6030 or 720p 6030. But for me, I'm mostly going to focus on right here 720p 60 frames per second for the Nvidia, and of course X264. So I'm mostly going to follow all of these right here just to understand what you need to do when you want to stream. But either way, you choose which resolution and what frame rate you're going to use to stream on Twitch. But without further ado, let's go back right here, and we're going to go to the video tab right now to set up our stream. So now we just move on over to the video tab. So right here, as you can see, we got base, output, downscale, and frame rate. But before we start changing stuff, the first thing that I will highly recommend you guys do first is just to understand is to cancel it, go to tools, and go to auto configuration wizard. And right here, it gives you a good kind of estimate or give you an idea what is the best way to get the best settings out of your stream. So right here, optimize for streaming, recording, and secondary for the first one. And then the second one is for recording. I will not be streaming, or I will only be using virtual camera. But we're going to choose on the first one. So we're going to click on next. And then right here, your base camera resolution is your main monitor resolution. So either using your current one, display 2, depending on how many monitors you have. But we need to know what is your main monitor resolution. But of course, both of them are at 1080p. So I'm just going to keep it at 1080p. And then frame rate, as you can see here, you can either choose which frame rate you want to use, either 6030 with 60 possible, or 6030 prefer high resolution, 30 frames 60, however you want to, but I'm going to keep mine on the first one. But you could choose whichever one you want to. Then you're going to click on next. And now the next thing is to make sure you have service, Twitch, and just click on these two, just to make it a little bit more easier to understand, you know, what your system can handle. And as you can see here, it only takes a few minutes, not too long, like less than a minute, less than 30 seconds. And all you need to do is click on next. And right now it's doing this configuration and everything, so I will be right back. Okay, since doing the test, it already completed. As you can see right here, we got service, Twitch, server auto. My video bitrate, I could use the full 6000 if I want to. Streamer encoder, I use the Nvenc for my GPU and recording as well. Then my recording quality, I could keep it at high quality, medium file size. My base canvas is at 1080p, while my output scale resolution is at 1080p. And then my frame rate is at 60 frames per second. Now you can hit apply the changes if you want to, but I'm not going to do that because I already know what my system can do. But even still, I have to do a lot of tests to see if I can stream at 1080p 60 frames per second. So you could apply the settings if you want to, but I'm just going to cancel it. We're going to go back to File, go to Settings, and we're going to go to the Video tab once again. And the right here, base canvas, like I said, is your main monitor resolution. You keep it whichever resolution you want to, full 720 or 1080. But just remember, if you switch it, let's say right now, I have everything at 1080p, but if I switch it to 720p and I hit apply, whatever is in your window right here is going to be stretched because you kept everything at 1080p, but since your base resolution is shrunk down, everything is going to be a little bit overstretched. So whatever is your main monitor resolution, just keep it there. That's pretty much it. So I keep mine right here in base canvas 1080p. Now output is going to depend on everyone, but just remember, you're going to need to have a much more better computer to actually upload and stream at 1080p 60 frames per second. So I'm going to keep mine at 720p. Downscale filters, I do not know very much about it even after all these years, but you're mostly going to keep it at 36 samples or 16 samples, one of these two, but I'm going to keep mine at 36 samples. And lastly is frame rate. Pretty simple, guys. Full 30, full 60, or 5994, 2997, and if you're in PAL, either 25 or 50. But I'm going to keep mine at full 60 and make sure you hit apply. And there you go. The settings have been applied, and now we're going to move on over to the advanced tab right now. So now we move on over to the advanced tab, and we're going to focus on here on video. And our renderer is at 3D11. That's the only one there. Color format, I keep mine at NV12. I have not played around with the other ones, but it might be different for many other people out there. But just remember, I have not played around with this stuff. I always keep mine at NV12. Now, color space is basically how much color there is on the video. That's basically it. So if you keep it at 601, you're going to get very little colors. But if you go higher, like 709, you're going to have much more better colors. And of course, you go higher, you have sRGB. But of course, I have not tested out sRGB. I always keep mine at 709. And this is mostly depending on your monitor. You know, does it support sRGB, of course? But there's a lot of things that go around with the colors. So I always keep mine at 709. It's been working for me so far. Now, color range, partial or full. So partial is going to limit the full colors of black and colors of white. That's basically it. And then you click it on full. Basically, it's going to give you the full blacks and the full white colors. That's basically it. But you are going to see, and I say this, you are going to see how much of a difference there is between using limit and full. While color space is going to give you some of that brightness that a lot of people don't like very much when it comes to video games. You know, there's that like little white brightness and it's just a little bit too obvious. So you do need to work around what works best for you. So, but these are the settings I have, and all you need to do is just click apply. But other than that, you don't need to worry about anything else, guys. That's all you need to focus on. And now we're going to move on over to the audio tab. Now going to the audio tab right here on general, I have my sample rate at 48 kilohertz. Pretty simple. Now right here in global audio devices, I have everything at disabled. But now you're wondering, how am I talking to you if you're recording and if you don't have your audio mixer? What's up with that? Well, I have everything disabled, but all of my audio tracks are coming from my sources right here. Now the reason why I don't have anything enabled right here is because whatever you're enabled, let's say, let me just put whatever, you know, just for an example. If I have all of these enabled, if I hit apply, everything's going to show up right here in my audio mixer, no matter what scene I use. So Switch, the N64 game, N64 Be Right Back. All these audio sources are going to show up in my sources right here for every scene. Now it's going to be annoying depending on you, of course. Like I don't want the audio background, or I don't want my microphone to show up, or I want it to be muted if I switch scenes, and a lot of crazy stuff like that if you want to be a little bit more customizable with your stream. So I personally just keep everything disabled. But of course, I'll need to apply it, just cancel it. Now, what I'm going to show you is that you could add your audio output and inputs right here in your sources. So as for an example, right here in PS22, I have my microphone already set. As you can see right here, this is my microphone. It's working right now in my sources. Now, if I go right here to E60, which is my Elgato HD60S, I have the audio ready. But if I go to my desktop right here, it's not here, but it's right here in my sources. But if I click the little eye icon, now it shows up. Now if I want to get it out of there, then I just click it again, and it's not there anymore. That's what I really love about using sources for your audio devices. So I'm going to go to my stream test right here for my scene. I'm going to add plus, go to audio output capture first, because we need to add our desktop audio. And I already have one ready right here with Discord as well. So I'm just going to click on desktop, press OK. And again, plus, go to output, Discord, plus, and done. I already have my output captures right here. And of course, I could mute them right here if I want to, or just click the eye icon so they could go away. Now I'm going to add my microphone, which is the one I'm using right now. So again, audio input capture, which is right here, VB mic ATR. Press OK, and done. I already have my microphone here. And what I really love about it too is that if you do play around with filters, so you right click, go to filters, all your filters are all there no matter what. So let's say I want to add my microphone to test to stream, but if I go there, oh man, now I need to put everything all over again. You know, oh, I need to add my filters, I need to add my microphone. Well, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is go again to stream tests or whatever scene you have, right click on your microphone or whatever audio device you're using, and you make sure that you copy right here, copy, go to test to stream, right click on your sources and paste reference. And that's it. And then if I go again, right click to my filters, all my settings are there. And that's what I really love about it. But as well, same thing. If you remove it by accident, let's say, oh, I remove it by accident. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, again, plus, go to audio input capture, add existing, and you're good to go. And that's what I really love about using sources for your audio devices. So I'm going to keep the settings for the meantime right now, but that's what I use in order to use my audio mixer for my audio devices in my streaming and OBS Studio. So that's what I use, guys. I don't use the global audio devices right here. I just keep everything, of course, disabled. So now we're going to move on over to the output tab. So now we're going to move on over to the output mode right here, guys. Now you can follow all the settings I'm going to show you right now, but just remember, everybody's going to be different. Different hardware, different upload speed, all that sort of stuff. So just be careful what you're going to change your settings into, but always remember, everybody is going to be different. So make sure that your output mode is at advanced, pretty simple. And right here in streaming, make sure you select which audio track you want all your audio to be streaming to. So track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So make sure you select which one you want to. And that's pretty much it. Now, Twitch VOD tracks, I don't really have used this at all, so I just leave them blank. But also one more thing with the audio tracks, make sure that right here in your audio mixer, every time you change it, make sure you go to advanced audio properties right here and make sure you select all the audio tracks for which your audio is coming into. So if you have, let's say number 5 selected, make sure that everything's selected right here, because if you start streaming And if nobody can hear anything from your stream, that's probably because you don't have these little check boxes checked. So just be careful with that whenever you go into stream. If there's no audio coming out, then that's part of the reason why. Now, right here, going back into encoder, we have X264 and Nvidia. Don't worry, I'm going to show you both of them, but for right now, we're going to focus on X264, which is your CPU. Now, rescale output, you don't really need to change it. Now, it depends on you, of course, because I'm going to mostly output everything at 720p, but let's say you have everything at 1080p, all right? Let's say you have everything at 1080p. Well, you could rescale the output here to 720p. So when you apply it, and let's say you start streaming, everything's going to rescale to 720p. That's pretty much it. But if you only have 720p, as I'm showing you right now, just only 720p at 60 frames per second, then you don't really need to change it. You just keep it blank, and that's pretty much it. Just leave it blank. Now going to rank control, we have CBR and all these other ones. But the only one that you need to focus on is just CBR, which means constant bitrate. Now right here in bitrate, the highest you could go is pretty simple, is 6,000 kilobits, which is the limit that you could do for Twitch. And of course it tells you right here on stream tab that the highest you could go is 6,000 kilobits. Now, yes, I could do the whole 6,000 because I have the necessary upload speed, but I will sometimes still get drop frames, probably because I don't have a good enough CPU, maybe people are using the internet, all that sort of stuff. So I don't really use 6,000. What I mostly use is 4,500. Now, like I said, it's going to be different for you. So just remember, do not go low as 3,000, I will say. Because I think if you go low, like let's say 2,000 or 1,000, you're already making your stream look bad. So at least maybe around 720p 60 frames, I think you can only go like around 3,000 kilobits. But if you cannot do 60 frames per second, guys, then do 30 frames per second. But for me personally, I keep mine at 4,500. And I think I might change it to 5,000 later on in the future. But for the meantime, 4,500 is a sweet spot for 720p 60 frames per second. Now right here in keyframe interval, make sure you keep it at 2. So right here, CPU usage preset higher equal less CPU. So that means that if you go to ultra fast, less CPU usage for your OBS Studio. But as well, your stream is not going to come out very nice and clean. It's going to look very blocky or pixelated. So the default is suitable for everyone, very fast. Now, I think I have seen a video about this before to see if there's a drastic change if you go lower. But what I've seen so far is that it's better to just go at least maybe faster or just keep it at default very fast. Now, if you do have a laptop, then I think it might be better to have it at super fast, at least super fast, or just keep it at default. But default should work for anyone out there, but just remember that I have not tested out how it will work for these other settings, but I know probably there's some videos out there that people have done to see if there's a change when you change right here the preset for your CPU right here. But for the meantime, just keep everything at very fast. Now profile, you can keep it at high or main, whichever one you want to, but I'm going to keep mine at high. Now tune, I keep it at none, and right here options, keep it at none. And that's pretty much it for the CPU settings, and just click apply. And you are ready to start streaming right now with your X264. But right now, we're going to move on over to the Nvidia side. So now we switch everything to the encoder guys right here on Nvidia. But I'm going to leave a link down in the description. And somehow Nvidia has made a broadcast setting whenever you go to stream on OBS Studio. As you can see right here, it says streaming settings. And these are the settings that you could put into OBS Studio. But just remember guys, everybody's going to be different, and you could read each of the settings right here to see what works best for you and try to understand what they do. So I highly recommend you that you do take a read on this, and I'll leave a link down in the description. But going back over here to right here on streaming, make sure your encoder is again in Nvidia. Now rate control, pretty much keep it at CBR, which is constant bitrate. Now these other ones, they're mostly recording purposes, so you don't need to change it, just keep it at CBR. Now bitrate, it says on the website itself that you need to keep it at 6,000. Now I cannot do 6,000 because for whatever reason, I get drop frames. So I keep mine at 4,500, pretty much. Now, yes, I could go higher if I want to, but that's could be different for you guys depending on, what graphics card you have and see if your graphics card can stream over to Twitch. But either way, do some tests. But right now, I'm going to keep mine at 4,500. Now, keyframe interval. Most of us know that we need to keep it at 2. But with your GPU, if you go down here where it says look ahead and cycle visual tuning, if you have these both checked, then all you have to do is just keep your keyframe interval at 0 and your max speed frames at 4. Now, I do not know, I have not done this before, but if for whatever reason you start like lagging or somehow your stream is skipping frames, then you will uncheck this and just default everything to 2. So keyframe interval 2 and max speed frames 2. And this is the settings I've been using all the time whenever I stream, but it looks like I might need to change this to look ahead and see if it works or not. Now preset, I keep mine at quality, while profile, I keep it at high. Now the last thing right here is GPU. If you have more than one GPUs, then you will change this to the first GPU or second GPU. But if you only have one, just keep it at 0 and just click apply. So right now, I'm just going to change this key interval to 0 and my look ahead right here and max speed frames to 4 because I do want to test out to see how it works. But either way, that is all the settings for the Nvidia size on your encoder. And right now we're going to start streaming, but first we need to plug in, like our gameplay or whatever other stuff that we want to show off to Twitch. So now we have all of our settings ready. That means our video, our output, all that stuff is ready to start streaming right now on Twitch. But as you can see right here, everything's blank. So we do not have like a game or a capture card or our monitor showing up on stream. So that's what we want to show you right now. So the very first one that we're going to do is our monitor. And it's pretty simple. You're going to go right here to your sources, go to the plus button, and then you're going to go right here to where it says display capture. Now, once you are here, you can name it whatever you want to, but I already have one existing right here, which is number 1. And then it shows up right here that this is my display 1 monitor. And of course, I could change it right here to where it says display. I could change it to display 2. And then it shows my second display. Now, if I close this down right here, as you can see, this is my second monitor right here. So if I change it again, display 1. So just be careful depending on how many you're going to switch around. You just don't want to get it confused, but that's how you do it for your main monitor. Now we're going to move on over to capture cards. So if you do have like an Elgato capture card or AMD, Razer, whatever the case may be, all you need to do is go right here again to sources. And right now, I'm just going to close this right now. You're going to go to the plus, go to where it says video capture device. And once you are here, I already have 2 existing ones, which is Elgato and then my webcam. But I'm just going to keep it right here in Elgato, which is E60. And I press OK. Now, it doesn't show up because I don't have it playing right now, but it is working. It is plugged into my computer. But if I go right here to my properties, as you can see right here, on device, it will show you everything that is connected to a video capture device. So I always keep mine right here in Game Capture HD60S. And that's pretty much it. Now you could change the settings right here, but just remember that you need to change it right here to custom. Okay, and you could change all these other settings right here for your capture card. But at the very end of the day, you do need to do what you want to do for your capture card and all that stuff. But that's how I have it for my capture card for the Elgato HD60S. Now for the very last one, I'm going to show you on how to add a game to your stream. And of course, right now I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV Online, which is the Windows 10 client. So what I'm going to do is go right here to the plus again, and then I'm going to go to where it says Game Capture. Now right here in Game Catcher, I already have some ready, as you can see right here, but most of these are from Steam, while we have COD, which is from Blizzard. But right now I'm going to create a new one, and I'm just going to name it FF14 Online. And I'm just going to click OK. And then right here on mode, it says capture any full screen application. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to where it says capture specific window. And then right here on window, dropping down, and right here it's going to say ff14dxl.exe. All of the games are mostly going to be .exe right here, and you're just going to click on it. As you can see now, the game is showing in my stream right now, and all I have to do is just click OK, and it's ready. But the audio is not coming out, so there's something wrong with my audio right now. So I need to go to my desktop, and somehow my speakers are not working. So maybe I need to change it to Logitech Z407. Same thing, nothing's coming out, so I need to change it again. So I'm going to change it to voice meter input right here. And now my audio is working. So yes, it's going to be different for everyone, but I know for sure for you guys, you're mostly going to keep it between either one of these speakers, depending on you, of course. But, you know, it all depends. But now, since I have my game running, I have my audio ready. Now I'm going to start hitting that stream button right now, so I can show you guys that it's working 100%. So, okay, so everyone, now I'm going to start hitting that stream button. So I'm just going to double check everything. So I have file settings. And just remember, I'm doing everything at 720p 60 frames per second using the Nvidia right here. Now I have everything rescale output because I changed mine to 1080p for recording purposes. So right now, if I hit that stream button, everything's going to be outputted like this. So I'm just going to click OK. And just remember, guys, there's also other family members that are using the internet. So probably my drop frames are going to be a little bit of a hiccup. So I'm just showing you that right now. But right now, I'm going to hit that start stream button. And hopefully my internet does not mess up very much, but it is what it is. But I'm just going to switch over right here. So I'm showing you right now. I'm just going to refresh one more time, showing you that I am live right now on Twitch. So just get it a couple of seconds, because you know how it is for Twitch. It just takes a, a couple of seconds right there. But there you go. I am fully live right now on Twitch. And as you can see right here, if I move the cursor and everything, now I'm live. But now I'm going to switch over to the game. So if I close this, go to Final Fantasy 14 Online. Now as you can see, now my game is running in the background or on my stream. But yeah, guys, that's how you do it. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to stream on Twitch. But all I got to say is that you got to make sure you know what you are going to stream, what is your settings, what is going to be your bitrate, and all that sort of stuff. But that's how you stream on Twitch using OBS Studio. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, but as well, make sure to share this with anyone around the world. If they want to know how to stream on Twitch using OBS Studio, share this video with them. But that's pretty much it for the whole entire video, guys. And again, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Keep on playing and game for live, guys. See you later.